Good morning and welcome to another episode. This is September 6th. I had to look. I'm sorry, I had to look. Oh, well. Okay, it is September 6th, 2020 on a Sunday morning in the Pacific time zone. When I was doing my writing this morning, I was thinking about the mundaneness and writing about the mundaneness of life. I have a bit of a challenge keeping my house clean. I order things and don't unpack them. I leave the dishes in the sink when it would take all of 3 minutes to deal with the dishes because I live by myself. Yeah, there are just lots of little parts of the mundane that I don't enjoy doing. And I'm not sure that the universe really gives a damn whether I enjoy it or not. Because the mundane is just that. It is doing simple little tasks over and over and over again from the time that one can do simple little tasks until death. That's essentially it. That's the mundane. That is Sisyphus. And they always talk about Sisyphus in the context of being unhappy about pushing that rock up the mountain every day and then letting it go back down. But what if Sisyphus actually was happy? What if he actually found in him a happy place, or more appropriately, a place of joy in order to do the mundane? I just did the dishes. Now, they had been sitting there for a day, and I just did the dishes while I was waiting for my coffee to steep. The coffee takes 4 minutes to steep in a French press. I did the dishes with approximately 45 seconds to spare. And I actually feel better having clean dishes in the dish rack. And I opened some boxes this morning of stuff that I've ordered to help freshen my home. And some of it I'm returning, and some of it I'm keeping. But the fact is, I opened them. And I had bought these lovely clothes. And the other day I ran out of clothes because I had taken clothes to the thrift store that were clothes that were going to be replaced by these new clothes. And so I ran out of clothes and I had to go somewhere. So I actually finally had to open up one of the packages and put it on. And I looked at it, and of course I had ordered a larger size than I normally take because of COVID and me. So that's all mundane. That's all the everyday. And we as Americans, we don't really like that, do we? We want to constantly be entertained. We want that dopamine high. It's interesting. I read a capture, an article, the title of an article yesterday that said that movie, television series escapism is no longer working. And it's kind of interesting. And the point being, because things are so bad, that there is no amount of fabulous entertainment that will escape oneself from what's going on. And it's an interesting little side note that the entertainment industry in particular continues to be essentially shut down. So there's very little new product out there to distract the masses. And of course, we're all caught up in the daily drama of what's going on at the top level of government, because the person at the top of cannot deal with not being stimulated. So isn't that interesting that we have somebody there who really reflects a lot about what America is like today? They just want to be frigging stimulated. Now, I'm not sure that that's true of everybody, but it's true of a lot. It's true of a lot. So, can I become at peace with the mundane? I don't know. I've talked about the mundane before, and it's a challenge to become at peace with the mundane. To really think that, I'm just a regular guy, that I'm here on the planet for a while. Certainly, I have influenced people over the years to the better. I've also influenced people to the detriment. So I don't know. But there is something about becoming at one with the mundane that will bring a sense of peace. And what else are we actually looking for other than a sense of peace? However, there's another angle to this topic of the mundane, and that is a project. Now, a project can be a work thing, or it could be separate from a work thing. Work just being a means to an end, another piece of the mundane. However, I also think that it's really, really valuable to have a project. I have a couple of projects going on at the moment. And when I was writing when I was writing this morning, I said, embrace them further. And one of them is this. One of them is this daily vlog. So I made a note to embrace them further. And the other one is learning French. And once again, learning French is a lot about just doing the mundane, which is constantly hearing French. Acquiring a language is much easier or much better than learning a language, just for those of you who don't know. And part of that is just simply listening and getting input. Constant input. And it's hard to do that constant input. But that's what babies do. They get constant input until they start to open their mouth and go, try to say something like daddy or mommy. And it doesn't come out right. But eventually it will. So it's important to have a project. That's the other point that I want to make. It's important to have a project because it gives purpose. It gives some sort of meaning to life. And I think that that's a real challenge today. What gives meaning to one's life? There's an article that I read the headline of the other day that said that currently, right now, 18 to 24-year-olds, at least 1/4 of them have seriously considered suicide during this period of time. So it's a real questioning of what is valuable. What is the purpose in all of this? And I'm not sure we'll ever know. I mean, philosophers have been trying to figure this out for centuries. However, I do think in this age of technological wonder, at the expense of a lot of other things, having a project might just be it. Bonne journée.